All right. Um, Let me know in chat if you can hear me good and everything. But we should be getting ready to start the tourney soon. We have we have 12 players on right now. All right, let me just get these stream settings. So the format will be no moving, 30 seconds, a Rainbolt World. Um, how many more people are we waiting on? So we have 15 total signups and we're waiting on a couple then. 15 total signups and we're waiting on a couple then. All right, so we got the bracket here. All right, I think we're just about ready to start the challenge right now. All right, so we got the bracket here. All right, I think we're just about ready. All right, so the rules for the live challenge, the top four, we're gonna play multiple live challenges, and the top four in each will be seeded. So if these four are the top four in the first live challenge, this will be seeds 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on until we have 8 players for an 8-player bracket, since we don't have enough for a 16-player bracket. And yeah, I think we're ready to get started. All right, so this we will be having, I think, a 12-player bracket, but yeah, let's get started. All right, everyone hopefully should be ready. And now starting the live challenge. Um, Quite an interesting location to get started on. Hmm. Um, South Korea. I don't know here. We were just in a tunnel and it was Korea, okay? Pretty solid guess there. So this is the standings so far. We're in 5th place. All right. Um, this should be in North America here. No front plate is interesting. So as I said before, the settings for the live challenges will be 30 seconds, a Rainbolt World, no move. And with no front plate, I'm a bit confused here. But it feels like it should be the US. Okay, was just farther south there. But people all over the country were in 6th place. Alright, so this one should be this road in Bolivia. Question is how far south? Kind of goes all the way down here, so it should be somewhere along this stretch. I forgot if, oh, I think this one has coverage as well. So we're going directly north. I think it should be somewhere in the mountains just along here. We'll see how good of a guess this is. And it was just downtown Kamiria here, but we have the closest guess, so we move up to 4th place. So people all over, but everyone is getting that it is indeed Bolivia. Round 4, and this should be Ireland or UK. Not familiar with any of these towns here. If we could see this license plate right here, that would be helpful. But with this white building and kind of the green landscape, it should be Ireland. This is also a very common thing to see in the middle of the road in Ireland. So I like somewhere in this area of Northern Ireland. And indeed, it is England, and almost everyone goes Ireland. So in first place, we have Slatey, Tableau, Trombonian, and Akinator. So now into round 5. We'll see who can make the first top 4 seeds. Um, oh, this is tough. Interesting. Could be Russia, but it's just Latvia. We get a nice guess there. No one else getting Latvia, so we somehow finish with the top 2 seed. In first place, Slatey, and then Geopanda in second, Akinator in third, and Tableau in fourth. So I will now update the bracket. Um, Give me 1 second here. All right. So the bracket should be all updated now. Let's take a look at this. So Slatey, Geopanda, Akinator, and Tableau, the top 4 seeds. All right, and now for the second live challenge, it's going to be the exact same format, except the top 4 players that already qualified do not have to play. They may play if they want to, just for practice. And then the next top 4 players in the second challenge will be the seeds 5 through 8, and all the settings are correct. All right, let's get started. 3, 2, 1, go. So if you got top four in the first challenge, you do not have to play again, but you can still play if you want to for practice. Um, we'll just put some guesses down just for fun here. All right. So standing so far, we have Blue, Speechless, Tromboni, and Geopanda. Few people that already qualified, and round two. Wow. For some reason gave me more of a Canada vibe there, but we have Geoguessr Demon in first place since Blue already qualified. Quite an interesting location here. I like kind of this guess. Um, right, was indeed France. Almost everyone getting it. Belgium send and Czechia send there. Now round four. There's some mountains in the north here. Quite red soil, which should be indicative of Cambodia. Um, a lot of North Mountains at this border, as you guys can see here. And okay, well, it's just closer to Siem Reap there, but a lot of people with me sending north, and we have guesses all over. One in Java. All right. Anything here? These signs in Ghana often have some pretty good info. Like this right here is quite helpful because it has two city names. Um, the second of which I have no idea where it is. So we'll do a little scanning for that. But okay, was just out this way. Yeah, right there. And the only other person picking up on the hoe is Tableau, who sends hoe in over in Togo there, which is quite an interesting guess. But to finish the game, the top two both already qualified. So let's take a look at the bracket here. And in first place, we have Geoguessr Demon. Good job. Second place, we have Duskron. Third, Kia. And fourth, Gold 50. So these are our 5 through 8 seeds. All right. And since we have 12 players in total, we have 13 now, but think we'll just be doing one more live challenge so we can get 12 seeded players for our bracket. All right, the bracket is updated now. This is what it's looking like. Um, so let's play the what I believe should be the final live challenge, and we'll see who can claim the top 12 seed. Um, all right, now starting the third live challenge. Three, two, one, go. All right, check the copyright. It's 23. On a divided highway. This would probably be useful if it was a little bit more readable. East to west directly. All right, just downtown. All right. Um, Bit of a tricky lock here, actually. Not sure what this is myself. Okay, just max out here. On a little peninsula on the island of Mindanao, which is, I mean, that's a pretty cool location there. Hmm. All right. Good guess from Dustron there. Um, it was in the park of the Po Delta. So I guess we were right next to the Po Delta there. Really interesting lock. I thought, um, I was guess from Geoguessr Demon. I thought the architecture looked a bit Italian. All right. Really, what in the world? Really quite an interesting one. No idea what this is. Kind of a crazy lock. Um, I don't know. Literally no idea. Okay, Cambodia. That makes a lot of sense. Don't know why that didn't come to mind. Colombia, also a fair guess, but almost everyone getting Cambodia there, just in the northwest of the country. Alright, this one is pretty free, I think. It's tall wooden poles, uh, double white lines, Gen 2 coverage. Okay, I actually got a pretty nice region guess there, um, to finish in fourth, but of course all of these people already qualified, so the bracket, um, in first place, we have Trombonian, I believe. Yes. And then in second place, Pop Guy. Third place, Zick. Fourth place, Steely YOLO. Alright, so that will be it for the live challenges. And now we're gonna prepare to start the bracket, which will be a series of duels. Alright, chat. This is what our final bracket looks like. So the top three seeds, Slayty, Geopanda, and Akinator, will get buys because we only have 12 players. And so um the first duel will be Gold 50 versus Trombonian, 8 versus 9 seed, and then we'll move down this way. So I guess Slayty, Geopanda, and Akinator already advanced to the second round. And yep, let's everyone please leave the party if you're not Gold 50 or Trombonian, so we can get the duel started here. Alright. Alright. Um, I think we're about ready to get started. Are both players here? It looks like they're active. and we will be using Game Master mode, which is quite a new feature, and it should be quite beneficial for us. It's basically what they use in the World Cup. So um the format will be no multis, 3,500 health, no healing, of course, and 30 seconds no move. Alright, so we will actually be doing 3,000 health, no multis, Rainbolt World, no moving, and 30 seconds max round time. Alright, so the health will be 3,500, and um, alright, we're ready to get started. Trombonian versus Gold 50, and start. Alright, round number one, and it should be in Japan here. I wonder if either players are very experienced with Japan, but there are not any whole plates in sight here. Actually, you can kind of make out the outline of one. It looks like it's a Tohoku plate, maybe Nagano. Okay. Um, it was towards the north of the country, minimal damage for both players. And next round, we should be in Spain, possibly. I mean, I don't think it is Italy, but it is a Mediterranean round, so we'll see what both players are thinking here. All right, Trombonian going in Portugal here, and wow, a great guess from Trombonian in the north of Portugal, and that's gonna be a few hundred damage. All right, this should be Ukraine here. Yep, some interesting plants we have here, but we'll see what both players are thinking about this one. With the red car, it should definitely be in the country of Ukraine. Okay, and gold 50 getting slightly closer, so that'll be a few points of damage. And this should be Brazil. Um, maybe more of a northeast looking terrain with these hills and vegetation. Alright, so far this duel is neck and neck, and Trombonian is slightly in the lead here. Ooh, Trombonian is going chilly even with his black back of the sign and the cross. And Gold 50 is in Piauí, which I think is a good guess. Oh my, wow, it was indeed in the northeast of Brazil, so that should be GG's. Yep, and that is a comeback win for Gold 50. So, congrats to Gold 50. Good game, well played, and we should now update the bracket. Gold 50 will be advancing to the second round. Alright, so Gold 50 will be advancing to play Slatey in the second round, and the second duel will be Tableau versus Speechless. It should be a good one. So, Zick, I'm going to replace you with Tableau, who is not here. So, give me 1 second. Tableau, if you're on the stream, please join the party so you can play your duel. Um, trying to get started here. Okay, blue is now in the game. So we will replace Zick with Tableau. And our duel will be blue versus speechless. So I think we are just about ready to get started here. Same settings as last time. And 3, 2, 1, start. Alright. So we should be in Japan again. And we'll see what both players are thinking here. And we see Speechless zooming into Nagano in the center of Japan. And wow, a fantastic guess from Speechless. Blue is up in the north, and into the second round, Speechless is up by about 1,000 points. Alright, so both players know that this is indeed Uruguay. And it looks like Blue is trying to line up a 5K. He's in the southeast, near the town of Minas, I believe. And Speechless appears to be in Argentina, so this could be decent damage for one player. And wow, Blue is getting a great guess in the correct region of Uruguay, and that's another 1,000 points to even things out. And now, as we see, the damage is quite even. Alright, we should be in Europe here. Not an easy round, but we do have a flag, and it appears to be the flag of Sweden. So, of course, both players zoom in, find that. And given that this is Sweden, it should be in the southern half of the country, maybe closer to the west side, closer to Norway, but we'll see what both players decide to opt with. And it is Blue getting the better guess, just in the center of the country, less than 200 points. Alright, so this is now in Argentina. Blue already going in to line up the road. He has found something that fits quite nicely. So, I mean, I like the region guess on the 23 here in the Rio Negro province. He's now wondering if it is indeed something else. And the timer runs out. Speechless says southern Peru, which also makes sense, but of course it is just in Argentina. And Blue is coming out with the win. So GG's, good duel, and Blue will advance to the second round. Let's take another look at this bracket here. The next duel will be Geoguessr Demon versus Steely YOLO. Alright, now Geoguessr Demon. Okay, they're both now in the game, so we will just do some switches, and then this will be our matchup here. Same settings as always, and I think we're just about ready to get started. Alright, three, two, one, start. This, um, let's see what the players think here. Should be somewhere in Europe, but not the easiest of rounds. We have a house number here. It could help both players. And I'm thinking this should be Czechia or Slovakia with that house number. And Steely YOLO is indeed in Slovakia. Okay, it ends up being Czechia. So, pretty good guess from YOLO over here. And France is a decent guess with that architecture. But Geoguessr Demon already down to 2400 health. This is again not an easy round. We have a pole in the distance there. Some orange dirt. Geoguessr Demon now zooming into the back of the car, looking for an antenna. Um, okay, with that pull top, I'm still thinking this should be Brazil, reasonably. Okay, Mexico also could make sense, just sending downtown. Okay, it is Brazil, um, in Sao Paulo there. And is that knockout? I think that YOLO has completed the 2 round knockout. So GG's, an upset, the 12 seed versus the 5 seed. So the 12 seed, Steely YOLO, will advance to play in the second round. Good game. Alright, now the next game, Geopanda, me, I get a bye for placing in the top 3 seeds. And then we will have Kia versus Pop Guy. And then Duskron versus Nick. And that will be all of the rounds of the first round. And then, yeah, should be. So, who we have up next? We we now have Kia versus Pop Guy. Let's see if they're in here. Okay, they are. Kia and Pop Guy. All right. All right. Now it will be getting started. Kia versus Pop Guy. And let's see how this goes. Good luck to both players. Kia representing the United States and Pop Guy, the United Kingdom. A really interesting location here. We have, okay, we have an Italian stop sign, Italian plates, but we have this interesting rock formation. So let's just see what both players are thinking here. We should both spot the Italian front plates here, and also some Italian looking vegetation, but I'm not sure where this should be. Presumably we're on the coast. Maybe this could be Sicily or somewhere in the southern part of Italy, I would guess. Okay, Kia zooming into Sicily here. So it's Pop Guy, and they go for the similar guess. It is in Terracina, along the coast, but not quite as far south as both players were thinking. Okay, this is not an easy round. This could be a lot of damage, depending on what both players are thinking here. But I think this orange dirt could be a little bit deceptive. Could bait one of the players. But with these bollards and poles, we should be in Australia. The question is where. I was thinking, I mean, orange dirt would lean you more towards WA, but I was thinking this should be NSW or Queensland. Hawkeye going for NSW, and Kia is also an NSW. Okay, wow, amazing guess from Kia. It is actually just over the border in Victoria, but almost 1,000 points. Great guess by Kia. And now into round three, another challenging location, but I think it's UK or Ireland. Yeah, immediately zooming into Scotland, it looks like. Um, Hawkeye indeed being from the UK, we'll see if that knowledge helps them at all in this particular location. So Popcorn now finally sending in a guess in Scotland. Wow, that was a quite a nice guess from both players, but Top Guy on home turf, gaining a couple hundred points there. And now into round four. I actually think the longest any duel has lasted so far is 4 rounds, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see how this one goes here. Not sure on the country myself. I thought Turkey, but wasn't able to confirm that. I don't see any bollards. So this really could be a variety of places. Okay, Kia going for a southern France guess. Very, very interesting. And Popka in Spain. Okay, it is actually Italy. Um, yeah, that's a pretty tough round. Neither player is getting it. And into the next round. This one should be a freebie for both players, hopefully. Not gonna be much damage exchanged here. Yep, both players immediately zooming into Curacao with this car. Pop guy looking to maybe line something up. Not gonna be a ton of points here either way. Yep, it's just on this main highway. 4 points of damage. And this is a pretty cool location. Yeah, it's a really cool one actually. It should be northern Scandinavia. I think with this Google car in generation, it should be northern Sweden, unless it's Norway. It's one of the two, Norway or Sweden. Okay, Pop Guy going into far south Norway. So two very different guesses we're seeing between Kia and Pop Guy. This could be a lot of damage here. Um, yeah, we'll see where this is. And wow, okay, it's slight. It's like in between both players, but Kia indeed picking up a few hundred points there. And Pop Guy is now below 2,000 health. This one is another one that could be a lot of damage. I don't know how well a good player knows Russia, but this could be a decent amount of points. Are those mountains south? I think they are, yeah, yeah. I really like this guess from Pop Guy, lining up a road. And Kia's not quite going as south. Wow. Starting to zoom in more north. Yeah, those are hills to the south, so I think Kia should pick up on that. Yeah, beautiful guess from Pop Guy, indeed. Clicking on the right road, 300 damage. Great guess from Pop Guy. And this, round 8, is by far the longest duel we've had so far in the tournament. Um, we'll see what the players are thinking of this round. It should be the United States. I like Kia's guess. Somewhere in the western side. Um, Kia's thinking Wyoming, Montana, Nevada, all reasonable ideas, I think. And Pop Guy is in southwest Colorado here. So, okay. And Pop Guy got Amond, I guess you could call it. Except it's like with states, it was indeed Colorado, but Kia slightly closer in Wyoming. Very close game we have so far, and we should be back in Australia here with these bollards. Um, not around you'd love to see at this point of the duel, I think. But I like this guess. I like this Queensland guess. Feels like a reasonable shout here. Pop Guy going for a similar guess. And okay, both players now in New South Wales. Okay, wow, it is closer to the ACT here, farther south than SW. That's almost 1,000 points. Alright, and next round. Okay, this looks a little familiar for some reason. One of those plates. The only reason I said this looked familiar is because this could very well be Washington. Are those mountains in the south? I can't really tell. Okay, Canada also makes sense, but yeah, if it wasn't going to be Washington, British Columbia would be a good shout. Yeah, both players now in BC. Um, yeah, actually, I think now preferring Montana. Wow, it was Vancouver Island, a small little town here. That's not what I was expecting to see at all, but a lot of damage going for Pop Guy's way. Now trying to mount a bit of a comeback. Round 11. Very intense and close duel so far. This one, we're back in Europe. Poland, I like that. A bit hilly. So, I mean, it could be north or south here. You never really know with Poland. But Pop Guy could go a completely different country. No, they're both pretty central in Poland. Pop Guy locked in. And slightly farther north. Pop Guy picking up 100 points there. And into round 12. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Is it in Philly? Okay, yeah. I like that guess. Max North and Philly. Okay, and we have two very different guesses. Kia and Mindanao, and Pop Guy and Max North Luzon. I think of the two, I like the Luzon better because of the lack of palm trees. Okay, what's Pop Guy switching? Pop Guy is split between the two, 50-50 here, and decides to, wow, switches to a great guess, 400 points. And I mean, Pop Guy was really considering going Max North, but ended up sticking with the right guess there. And now 1,200 points to 900 points, round 13. This should be Brazil, so the duel could very easily end right here. Okay, we see Pop Guy in Minas Gerais and Kia in Sao Paulo. I don't think this doesn't give me a Sao Paulo vibe to me. I like the Minas Gerais guess a lot better here. It could even be farther north. Wow, Goiás. Um, Neither player had a great guess, but now Pop Guy is edged down to only 500 health, and we have Kyrgyzstan, but we're right on the lake. Quite a beautiful location, indeed. And both players should be getting the right road here. So, unless either player has a huge blunder, this should not be game. He almost gave me a heart attack just zooming into Mongolia there. Top guys lining up a 5K. Going pretty straight east to west. Just curving up north slightly to our east. And I would assume they're both going for similar guesses here. Okay, just a bit farther west. Minimal points. Round 15. I mean, with no multis, stuff like this can happen. Quite a long duel so far. Oh, you can show all guesses here. Okay, so this should be Ecuador with these bollards. We'll see what the players are thinking of. Ecuador is a difficult country to region guess. It could be down here, or it could be in the center, or it could be north. Kia is just guessing near Ambato. Pretty similar guesses here. And yep, it was max south, like I thought it could be. Only 100 points. But Pop Guy is now very low in health, only at 300. This could really go either way. It's one big swing, and that's enough to knock the opponent out. This should be in the US. Of cool round. I'm thinking Arizona or New Mexico, but not sure here. Ooh, Kia's going Texas. What? Huh? Um, huh? Pop guy in Colorado. Oh no, this could be big points. Oh, and neither player gets a good guess at all. But so that's a few points for Pop Guy. Kia indeed switching to Mexico in the end there. And this one, we have some blue agave plants over there. So I think this one could actually be a bit baity because one player could mistake this for Europe possibly, but it should be Mexico. Yeah, with the agave plants, I was thinking Jalisco might be a good shout here. Pop Guy is now scanning around, going near Guadalajara. So this should be a decent amount of points. Yeah, Pop Guy getting quite a nice guess in the right state there. 300 points. Round 18. This has been a fantastic duel so far. Both players showing a very, very similar skill set and skill level. This is an extremely tough round. Not sure on the country myself, but the architecture would suggest more North America. With a direct north-south road, I don't really know where you go here because that area of Ontario isn't really north-south at all. So I might like Pop Guy's best guess a bit better here. And wow, amazing guess from Pop Guy. Central Illinois there. And we see a huge comeback victory for Pop Guy against Kia. An 18 rounder, but a fantastic comeback in this final round. Great guess there. So GG's to both players, and Pop Guy will be advancing to the next round. Fantastic duel there. Let's take a look at this bracket. I will be playing Pop Guy in the second round, and then we will have Duskron versus Nick next. So are both players in here. Put in, Duskron is not yet in. That was a great duel though. Alright, Duskron is now in. So we'll be getting started very shortly. And starting round two, quarterfinals, we will be doing 3,000 health per duel instead of 3,500. And now Duskron versus Nick. This should be quite a good duel. Both players, very, very elite players. And let's get started. I'm interested to see which way this goes. Nick was throwing a bit in the live challenges. Not sure why, but he ended up getting a lower seed. And this is a quite a tough round, but a pretty cool one. Um, a lot of logging, it seems to be, that is going on in this area. So let's see what the players are thinking of this one. Alright, Duskron locked in Scotland. I like that guess thinking about it. And Nick is in northern Spain. Wow. Okay, it was indeed Scotland. Good guess for Duskron. And that's 2,000 points to get started. This map is quite difficult, so we can be seeing a lot of big swings here. This one should be United States or Canada. Not sure here, but not sure what Duskron was zooming into there. But I don't think it really feels like the US, so it might be Canada here. Nick going into Canada near Montreal, and Duskron is in Wisconsin. So this could be wow. Huge damage. Duskron getting a huge aim in there. And it was indeed main, but Nick picking up a good amount of points. So the duel is about even now. And this is more what we're used to seeing after the 18 round duel we had last time. This is more typical, and we should be in Sweden here with these road lines. Gen 2, very short trees all around, should be in the north. Let's see how far north both players are thinking. Duskron making what I think should be a reasonable guess. And Nick is also nearby, but closer to the coast. And a great guess from Nick, picking up a few hundred points on Duskron. Alright, so what is this? Guess we have some information on the side here. Both players zooming right in. Does that say Terengganu? I think that might say Terengganu, which is a state in Malaysia. And yeah, that says Terengganu, right? Yeah, that is what Duskron is going for. Nick is still considering his options, and he goes for an Indonesia hedge. And wow, of course it was just Terengganu, and Duskron is coming out with the win in just 4 rounds here. Well played to both players, and Duskron will be advancing. Duskron will face Akinator in the quarterfinals. And now with our first quarterfinal, we'll have Slayty versus Gold 50. See, are both players in? Slayty is now in. Let's take a look at the bracket. We have all of our quarterfinals matchups set. Slayty versus Gold 50, Blue versus Steely YOLO, Geopanda versus Pop Guy, and Akinator versus Duskron. So just a few more rounds here. The finals will indeed be best of 3, but starting now we will be doing 3000 health and still 0 multis. Same format. Gold 50 is in. Alright. Alright. Let's get started. Let's get started with the quarterfinals. Slayty versus Gold 50 here. And Trinity United Methodist Church. Quite an interesting location, but we do have an unblurred license plate here. It does look quite white though, so I don't think it'll be the most helpful. Should be in the United States here. Slayty zooming into Ohio. I'm not sure if I love that guess, but I'm not sure what this is. It's really just a tough one here. Gold 50 also in Ohio. Slayty now in Kentucky. And it is actually Southern Nebraska. So a really tough round there, but 1,000 points of damage dealt to gold 50. And we're back in North America. This time I'm thinking we should be in Canada here on a highway going northeast. Slatey is opting for the US here, which could also be correct. But I'm still liking Canada best here. Okay, both players switching to Canada in the end, and it indeed is Manitoba. Alright. Driving on the right side of the road, single yellow line. I'm thinking that this might be Mexico. And, yep, Slatey looks to be going into Mexico here. Alright, Slatey coming out with a great guess near Mexico City. That is a few hundred points there. And now we have a flag. So I assume both players will see that. Slatey being from Portugal might give him a slight advantage. Gold 50 locks in Spain, which should be the correct answer with that flag. Slatey going for a Southern Coast region guess. Um, considering Malila actually, Malia, however it's pronounced, and Valencia is a good guess. Another few hundred points. All right, Slatey now up by 1,800 points, and we are in South Africa with these very distinct road lines. I'm not sure on the region guess. It could be in the western portion of the country or maybe more south. We'll see what it's looking like here. Slatey going with the west option, and Gold 50 going kind of south, a lot more east. So this should be a lot of damage here. Wow, good guess from Slatey. Even much farther to the north, 1,000 points, and Gold 50 down to only 75 health. So I mean, this surely now Slatey is just asking for small countries here. Really, a matter of miles could be the game-ending difference here. And again, with this red car, we will be in Ukraine. Slatey going slightly west in the country. Two very similar guesses here, but wow. Slatey with the flawless. That is GG in 6 rounds. Slatey will be advancing to the semifinals. Alright, now the second matchup will be blue versus steely yellow, the 4 seed versus the 12 seed. So let's have both players join now. Steely. Alright. Same settings, 3,000 health. No multis. Alright. We'll be starting 3. Hold on. So again, Slatey will be advancing to the semifinals. And three, two, one, start. Huh. There's some info here. It'll be interesting to see if either player decides to scan for something. Now blue just immediately sending Ireland. Alright, both players going with quite a similar guess. Minimal damage, indeed, in Ireland there. And now we're at an interesting location. Looks pretty cool. And Tableau going with the instant sends. Wow, really putting the pressure on Cielo YOLO here. And YOLO is going max south. So we see two radically different guesses. This could be game right here. Wow, it was on this cape, max north, literally. 2,000 points. And Sealy is already down to 1,000 health. Quite a dramatic series of events so far here. And now in Sweden with these road lines, blue is zooming into south of Sweden. And wow, oh, Sealy over in Sweden here. And it's that game. It is game in 3 rounds. Um, yeah, Sweden was indeed the answer there, but Estonia also makes sense with those road lines. And now the next matchup will be Geopanda versus Pop Guy. So Tau Blue coming out with the win there to face Slay T. And we will have Geopanda and Pop Guy. Um, I guess we'll have to turn off Game Master for this, since I need to be playing in this game. But we'll have Geopanda versus Pop Guy. Same settings. And alright, we'll be starting. Go. This is my first duel of the tournament since I got a bye in the first round. Pop Guy representing the UK. First round here, white car. This is not easy. What is this here? Is this Peru or Colombia? I'm gonna go Peru. What? Pop Guy goes Bhutan, and High 5K, so I guess that's game. That was kind of a crazy location, but with the architecture and everything, I thought it really should be Peru, or at least South America. So, I mean, a very quick one there. GG's the pop guy, and we will be moving on to the next duel. Alright, so the next duel, Akinator versus Duskron. Quite an interesting duel there, really. And we will be going back to Game Master mode. Akinator versus Duskron. Um, Akinator not yet in here. Let's put Duskron in, and then here we go. Akinator. So back to Game Master mode, all the same settings, and start. Alright, Akinator representing Canada, Duskron representing Russia. I mean, China. I was thinking that um Akinator is one of the best Russia players in the world, but we've rarely gotten any Russia, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if we've gotten any actually, but yeah, Akinator might like to see some of that in this duel. Both players going on the same highway, the E20 in Ecuador, and we'll see where this is. Wow, both players literally right exactly on top of each other, and it ends up being the E15 on the opposite side of the country. So quite an interesting location there. All right, Duskron zooming into some mountains to the west. Quite some sizable ones. Palm trees here. I'm not sure if they're planted or real palm trees, but I like this guess from Duskron with mountains to the west. Akinator, a completely different guess, but I feel like in Durban you wouldn't have mountains of quite that dramatic size, so this could be big damage. Wow, Pretoria. Just I guess this ridge right here, decent amount of points for Akinator, and Duskron is now down to 1700 health. I mean, I didn't think Cape Town at first, or Pretoria. I kind of just thought north, like Limpopo kind of area. So Duskron's guess also makes sense, but this didn't quite look like Cape Town to me. And now what looks to be France. Um, Duskron is in the east of France. Akinator not quite sure yet. Alright, it was indeed Belgium. Gonna be a few hundred points for Akinator there. Alright. Um, interesting round here. Single white line. Here looking like Europe. Maybe Bulgaria. It's probably what I would go here, but not the easiest of locations, that's for sure. Akinator zooming into Greece here. And Duskon in Italy. This could be a good amount of points, and it was indeed Romania. That definitely did not come to mind for me, but I like Greece better there than Italy. Duskon now down to 900 points. Quite a dominant performance from Akinator so far. And now with rifts in the sky, um, one of the easiest clues you probably learn in the game. So it should be Montenegro or Albania. And between the two, definitely Montenegro makes more sense. Albanian license plates typically have blue strips on both sides, whereas here we do not, so we should be in Montenegro. It was indeed max north in this little town here, so still a flawless performance for Akinator, and Duskron is down to 800 points. Now we have some more Europe, but this time we'll be in Poland. Both players should get this easily with the language and signage. It's more of a question of where within the country we will find ourselves. Akinator going near the city of Łódź here. I'm really not sure. Doesn't feel too north. Kind of wintry coverage. Duskron hedging towards the south. And it was closer to Ukraine there in the east. Still a flawless performance. And this lock could be a good amount of damage here. Um, but we have bollards, we have poles, we have language and road lines. So both players should definitely get the country correct here. But the region guess could be a bit more tough. Yeah, it should be Thailand. It should be south. With this amount of palm trees, you would not probably ever go north. And it's pretty hilly. I like both players' guesses here. I'm not sure which one it could be. Wow, Duskon with an amazing guess. Just in this mountain range here. 300 points and preventing the flawless. This is actually our first of this country in the entire tournament. So we'll see what both players make of this. We have some language here in India. Dry landscape. Maybe feels pretty central to me. Maybe like Madhya Pradesh. That looks to be about what Akinator is zooming into here. Duskron going for Maharashtra. So two different guesses. Akinator now switching more towards Maharashtra, but Duskron with the great guess there. I wonder what he saw to make him go there. I know there's like a unique letter that's only in Maharashtrian language, but I'm not sure exactly what Duskron saw there. This should be Russia, and Akinator, of course, very infamously good in Russia. Both players going for a similar guess here. Duskron near St. Petersburg. Akinator presumably looking to line up a road here. Duskron goes in, and wow, great guess from Akinator. Living up to his reputation in Russia. That's 600 points. Duskron is down to only 200 points. So will we see a knockout here on round 10? There's only way to there's only one way to find out. But it says Sumatra, so I wonder if that means anything. Sumatra. I wonder if that actually means the island of Sumatra. Not quite sure. It should be Indonesia. And both players going Sumatra. Okay. It's very reasonable. With coast toward west, which is to like our northwest, which is a little bit peculiar, maybe. Ascaron going in these islands here, and wow, that will be a victory for Akinator in Banten, actually, in Java. So GG's, Akinator knocking out Duskron there, and some very nice guesses overall there. Duskron will be moving on to, Akinator will be moving on to the semifinals. And let's look at our bracket. So Akinator will be against Geopanda in the semifinals, and Slatey versus Tableau will be playing in the semifinals right now. So let's have Slatey and Tableau join. Slatey not quite in yet. Alright, now Slatey will be playing against Tableau and the 1 seed versus the 4 seed in the semifinals. And we will be looking to see which player can end up in the finals. Tableau is still inactive, so I'm not sure if he's actually in or not. Okay, Tableau is not active still, but um, trying to message him right now, and hopefully he will be joining soon. All right, he is now with us, so I think we'll be ready to start very soon. All right, let's get started here. All right, let's see who can punch a one-way ticket to the finals here in our June tournament, the Premier High School Geoguessr League. Tableau representing Croatia and insta-sending Colombia here. Blue has had a recurring theme of insta-sending throughout the tournament. So wow. Blue with the instant 5K plonk. Very impressive stuff there. Great guess. And that's about 200 points. We have some polls here that will help the players out. And blue in the eastern kind of dry region of Romania. Wow, amazing guess from Slatey there. 500 points. They're both east, but Slatey getting significantly closer there. Alright, this should be Sri Lanka with the low cam and palms. Tableau going in the western part of the country. And so far his insta-sending strat has been working quite nicely. He's been getting some nice guesses. And another interesting location with this follow car. I'm thinking it should be kind of north of Nairobi. He's going Eldoret here. I thought it was more central, but both players indeed going west. It is just near the water here, a little bit farther south. So minimal points again. And we are back in what looks to be Russia. We have what looks like a mountain to the west. And is this Kamchatka? I think it is, yeah. It's one of these dirt roads in here. Um, without the volcanoes, Kamchatka can be tough, but Blue found something that he likes. Okay, Slatey looking at a different road here, and wow, Blue getting a lot closer here on the correct road. Almost 1,000 points of damage. and that vaults him into the lead by quite a good margin. So let's see what happens here in round 6. With this poll, surely it should be just Brazil. This could be a lot of points here. Um, Going either way, really. How blue goes in bot, yeah. Which, which, is a good guess, but it ends up being Sir Jeep. So, 500 points of damage, and Tableau extends his lead to 1500. Now, surely this should be Chile with this car. This landscape isn't too dry, so it should be near Santiago, I would think. Maybe slightly south. Yeah, I like Slaty's guess here. Tableau is looking a lot more south, closer to Concepcion. I mean, it could be, that could make sense, but I feel like it would be a lot more green down there. We're looking at a decent amount of points here. Wow, blue with the 5K. What in the world? I wonder if that's a repeat. Unless that's just an insane guess. And GG's. How blue will be advancing to the finals with that amazing Chile guess to end it off. And now, looking at our bracket, we will have blue in the finals versus one of Geopanda or Akinator. And again, the finals will be a best of 3 series, and we will be resuming quite shortly. Alright, now our second semifinal matchup will be Geopanda versus Akinator. So let's have Akinator and alright. So same settings as always. Let's see who can make it to the finals here. Alright, let's get started here. And Akinator had quite the dominant performance against Duskron. We'll see if he can continue that against me. PEM. What? Is that the water? I think that's the ocean. Or east. Maybe here. Really confused about this location. I don't know here. Okay, it was indeed Port Elizabeth, or, yep, minimal points of damage there. And round 2, we are in the United States. I don't know license plates super well, so that could be a disadvantage for me. Hawkeyes. Yep, we have an American flag and everything. Okay, this feels It's dead flat, pretty green. Kind of like this guess, to be honest. Okay, it's Iowa. Uh, Good guess from Akinator. 800 points puts him in the lead there. And round three, um, a tough one here. Not sure which country it is here, US or Canada. I think it's the US, surely. I have no idea where. I think I just hedge here and hope for the best. Okay, it was Michigan. And I get Amons. He's closer in Ontario there. So I'm down to 1,000 health here. I mean, it didn't feel like Iowa, but it didn't feel like Ontario either with that road angle. Um, this is a tough location. For some reason, at first I thought Hungary, but now I'm thinking more of like UK, which I think makes a little bit more sense, unless it's Ireland. It was indeed Germany actually, in the north. He goes for France, so a tough round for both of us, but I'm picking up about 100 points there. Not a bad result, and Sun is in our north. Wow, huge, magnificent mountains to the west. Both of us probably looking to line something up. It's divided. No. Shoot. Um, farther north then. Wow, he 5Ks. That's what I zoomed into immediately, but I thought it wasn't divided for some reason. Maybe I'm just tripping. Alright, good guess to him though. And next round, I think would be Canada. Surely. Buchanan Creek. It definitely looks more of like a Canadian sign. Dead north south. Buchanan Creek. I wonder if that's ever something significant. It was North Alberta, and that's GG. Well played to him, winning in 6 rounds. Um, I initially clicked on the 5K in the Argentina, but I thought it wasn't divided for some reason. So, GG's. Akinator, well played there. And we'll be having Akinator versus Tableau in the finals in a best-of-3 series. So, good game. Alright, so now we're going to be starting the finals matchup, Blue versus Akinator, which will be a best-of-3 series, back to Game Master mode, and I think we'll keep it on the same settings, just best-of-3. Alright, we're keeping the same settings, and this is the first round of 3, Akinator versus Tableau. Alright, let's get started here. Should be in North America here. Not exactly sure. All right, blue going into the panhandle of Oklahoma. I like that guess actually. Dead east-west with like nothing anywhere. The panhandle makes a lot of sense. I could either in Kansas. Okay, Kansas is indeed the right answer. Just off the interstate in the western side of the country. And as I said previously, this is only the first game of a best of three series, as this is the finals. So we can see bracket there. Okay, this is Brazil. I like Blue's guess. Still deciding to go with the instant guessing strategy, but Akinator could also be closer here. Wow, Blue, it actually was in Espirito Santo, but getting a very good region guess. Into round three with a significant advantage on Akinator here. Alright, Blue is descending near Stockholm, and Akinator also going Sweden, going slightly farther west. Okay, now in Finland. So, wow, that could be game. Akinator switched off the 5K. I mean, not off the 5K, but switched off Sweden there. That wasn't quite game, but now Akinator down to 500 health going into round four. And this surely should be Greece with these road lines and poles. We have like a lake or some body of water to the north. Blue zooming into Corfu. I really didn't think it would be an island, but I don't love either player's guess here. I like that. I think it should be the mainland, but okay. Blue's guess is wow. It was all the way out. Actually, was on an island. So I guess we were looking at the sea here, but was all the way out in the little panhandle there. Round five. Okay, with the holy pole, big holy pole painted white at the bottom should be Romania. Both players going pretty central within the country. So Romania is not a small country. It could be a sizable amount of points. And Akinator going much farther east now. Wow, that's gonna be a lot of damage. And is that is game. That's game. Tableau coming out with the dominant game one victory. So Blue 1, Akinator 0. Now going into game number two. If Tableau is able to pull out this game two victory, that will be all for the series. He'll be crowned champion. So let's get right into game two. If Akinator wants a chance at a game three, he's going to need to win the second game here. And let's get started. So a pretty crucial game for both players here. We're back in Europe. I think it should be Poland with these poles and car, antenna, everything. Okay, Akinator going South Poland and Blue going also South Poland. So, well, it was actually the North Hills up by Gdansk. So, barely any damage. Both players go near Katowice in the south. Now round two. This one looks pretty beautiful. Some nice Gen 4 coverage here. Bright, sunny. Should be US or Canada. I'm thinking Canada, to be honest. We have a yellow plate. Is that for Alaska? No, surely not. Surely that's just fate. I'm thinking of Alaska though. I mean, I'm thinking of British Columbia. Yeah, both players going near Vancouver here. Okay, it was out in Gibson's near Vancouver. All right, next round. And this is also quite an interesting location. I think both players will get New Zealand here. Um, yeah, we'll see what ends up happening here. Okay, Akinator zooming into near near New Zealand near Auckland here. Blue going for a similar guess, but okay, it was actually South Island near Greymouth here. So really an interesting location. I also thought it would be on the North Island, but now going into round four with very minimal damage so far in the duel. And here we're in the middle of the forest. Very little info to go off of here. We do have copyright. I didn't get a chance to see what that was, but this really should be Europe. Germany, I like that. Could be in any of these random forests. In Germany, Blue is looking for something that he likes. And locked in. Akinator also going Germany, a bit more central. So it was closer to Berlin in the east of the country there. And 100 points of damage dealt to Akinator. This one, again, an interesting one. I think the angle of the road is, yeah, it's like roughly east-west. So I think it's Canada and I think it's Ontario. On one of those roads, like, I think it could be like here, right? One of these roads. Or maybe out here. But we're going kind of southwest, southeast. I mean, Akinator zooming into Quebec. Really interesting guess there. And blue is in Newfoundland. Wow, okay, okay. Completely different from what I thought, but that's a very good guess for blue. And Akinator is down to 900 health. So Tableau, almost perfect health. And this round will be a lot less damage, but for some reason that Canada really did not look like Newfoundland. But a great guess from Tableau. And here with low cam, we will be in Switzerland indeed. Akinator going in the German part of the country near Lucerne. Tableau looking at similar guess. So not much between the players here. Blue is going a bit more west actually. And it was in between both players. So minimal damage again in this round. Round seven. This one could be big. We have a side here, but neither player will be able to read it super well. It says Zanzibar. Celebi Fikwe. That's a town in Botswana. Yeah, right there. Blue found it. I recognize that, but I wasn't exactly sure where it was. And is Akinator gonna find it in time? Yes, indeed he is. And both players will now be looking to line up a 5K. Kind of a Y junction we're looking at here. Um, I'm not sure if either player has the 5K. Wow, it was all the way out on the border at Pont Drift. Really, right next to South Africa there. Both players going for a similar guess though. And here we have some pole meta here that I think these two players should be able to take advantage of at their skill levels. Um, I was thinking these are North Sumatra pole tops, right? As long as this is Indonesia, of course. And Akinator going into Thailand. Yeah, I guess it is Thailand. But those are North Suma poles, pole tops, but I guess the poles are more Thai. didn't really get a chance to see. Yeah, those are tie poles, but the pole tops would be North Suma. Alright, both going near Chiang Mai. Akhenaten picking up 100 points there. And round 9, we have our first Kazakhstan of the tournament. Any clues here? Not sure. But both players surely will get the country here. Kazakhstan, of course, a very new country to the game. So I'm not sure if either player is very experienced in Kazakhstan. It's pretty green, so I guess this north guess would make sense. Is it like Akhenaten going Astana and Tableau going a bit more north? Now looking at Semi, which is farther east. Alright, it was Pavlodar actually in this little river valley. It can get quite green over here in this little in these little green patches. So still um Tableau remains with significant lead going into round 10. And this could be game. This could be a sizable amount of points. Akhenaten, of course, is Canadian. He might have the advantage here. Is that French on the side? I think it might be New Brunswick with like that dual language. I like New Brunswick. Yeah, blue. Zooming into New Brunswick here. It looks like there's a bit of French as well as English on the street sign. Akhenaten, Nova Scotia. This could be a decent amount of points here. And wow, it was Ontario, actually, in this town of Verner. So, Tableau slightly closer, Akhenaten down to within 600 health. We'll see if Tableau can complete the victory here in round 11. With the tournament on the line, every round, every mile, every guess is important for Akhenaten to make sure he stays in the tournament. And this is Greece. Both players will get that with the road lines. Blue going into the Peloponnese. So this could be a lot of points. This could be GG. Wow. It was all the way north near Kavala. So 200 points in the favor of Akhenaten. And he stays alive. This could also be a very crucial round with this card, poles, everything. It will be Senegal. Tab blue, looking around, looking at the architecture, dirt, foliage. Akhenaten's thinking of sending east. And Tab blue goes for a cheeky Gambia hedge. I mean, I don't think this is east, unfortunately for Akhenaten. I think this is more central. Yeah, that's a good switch. That's a very good switch. Closer to St. Louis, and Blues Gambia guess is not quite good enough. So now this is really turning into quite the close game as we come down to the wire here. Long antenna, rocky mountains to the north. We do have rifts actually. So surely Montenegro. I was thinking Croatia at first, but with rifts it should be Montenegro. And blue going in Kosovo. What is he doing? Is he trolling? Does he realize the tournament is on the line? Um, I do not know exactly what kind of decisions Blue is making right now, but deciding to go in Gambia, which I mean does kind of make sense just as a hedge, but then going for Kosovo, I'm not exactly sure what is going on right now, but quite an interesting turn of events. We'll see if Blue decides to go for an actual guess here. And we have a very tough Europe location. Could be Denmark. Yeah, pretty, um, a little bit hilly. Oh my, and Blue is going in the north of Germany. I'm not sure if he's trolling or not. Is he just deciding to go like in the wrong country on every guess? I'm not exactly sure what is going on here. Um, I guess we'll just wait to see what happens in the following rounds. But now, if you're just joining the stream now, we're in game two of the finals. Tab Blue is up 1-0, so this could be the final game in the best of three. And he's going right on the border. I'm not exactly sure what he's thinking here. Okay, and um, what is going on here? That is a um, that is a ridiculous guess. He's going literally in the closest point in the wrong country as possible to the real lock. Like that's like a guess a scripter would make. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. I guess we'll just start the next round, but this will need further review possibly. Okay, I mean, we'll just keep playing and see what happens. All right. I mean, I'm not accusing Tableau of anything here, just some a little strange guesses, but likely not any suspicious behavior. I'm just not sure. All right, both players in Greece here. Blue going for another hedge, and it pays off. I mean, that's more of a typical guess, but still a bit suspicious, especially about the Kosovo. And now we are in Spain. I'm not sure what LM is, but we'll see what Akinator and Blue decide to go for here. All right, bit of lag here, but both players zooming into the north of the country. LM. That sounds familiar. Not exactly sure. And both players have minimal time to actually scan for the right highways here. Um, and okay, Blue is in Andorra. I am now extremely suspicious of his gameplay. He's probably not cheating, he's probably just trolling, but you would never go Andorra with these kind of uh highway signs. Um, a good guess from Akinator. I guess we'll just keep going, but I don't know why Blue is throwing on purpose, as it would appear he's doing. Okay, now we're in the US. With these fences and car, US would make a lot of sense here. Possibly Canada. Akinator going Nebraska. And Blue deciding to hedge in Manitoba, actually. And it was Nebraska. Akinator clicked off of it, and somehow Blue is picking up points on that. Akinator switched off Nebraska last second, though, which is a bit unfortunate. And now we will be in Ecuador. Okay, it's just getting ridiculous. Um, of course, it's not Colombia. According to chat, he's just doing wrong country challenge. But still, I don't know why he would be doing such a thing in the finals of this tournament. Um, we'll have to look into this later, but yeah, I guess he's just trying to entertain himself or something. Start round 20. Machinator down to 80 health. I guess Blue just decided he's too OP and needs to nerf himself by going wrong country. Alright, Blue going in correct country. What appears to be at least this time. And no, they're actually both in the wrong country, but that should be game. Wow. How Blue finishing game two and somehow winning by playing the wrong country challenge in every round there. And I mean, I guess he just decided. When did this start? Um, I guess around 12. But somehow Tableau came out with the win in two games in the best of three series. So GG's to Tableau, the winner of our June tourney of the Premier High School Geoguessr League. And alright. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. That's gonna be it for the tournament. So our winner is Tableau. And alright. Thank you everyone for watching. That's gonna be all for the stream today. Goodbye. GG's.